Top 10 horror games. Number 10, Dead Space. Necromorphs define the terror of Dead Space with their gruesome designs and unpredictable natures. Unlike the foes from the most horror games, these guys don't go down with a bullet in the brain. Sometimes their heads aren't even located where they should be. But even with a strategic dismemberment system that lets us rip enemies apart in creative ways, wandering the corridors of the starship is never not scary. That's because necromorphs are creative too, adapting to their sudden lack of limbs in disturbing new ways. They keep the stakes high and the fear factor even higher. Number 9, Enemy Zero. The little played early survival horror game, Enemy Zero, forces you to explore a dark, lonely starship armed with an auto-based sonar device. As invisible enemies stalk you in the dark, and the tension slowly mounts, your heart and actually begins to sync with the pulse of your dictator. Enemy Zero machines help inspire games like Outlast. Outlast takes players with investigating the urinary deaths of an overrun psychiatric hospital, home to a host of ghostly secrets and lots of dead bodies. But what really prevents the players from ever feeling comfortable is an enrelating oscillate of accelerating chase sequences, cheap yet offensive jump scares, and a risky dependence on your corridor's night vision to even see what you're doing. A handicap that outlasts on a chilling effect. Number 7, DayZ. No amount of scripted jump scares can amount to the sheer heart-pounding tension we've announced in DayZ. Hostile open world, but it's never been the game zombies had to fear in DayZ. The scariest thing of all is the unpredictable of other human players. Unforgiving permadeath death, a scarcity of resources, and other brutal design choices all work in horrifying harmony to bring out the absolute worst in the people making DayZ the worst stressful is scary video game experiences. Number 6, Fatal Frame 2, Crimson Butterfly. Unlike the run and hide trend of modern horror games, Fatal Frame 2 forces you to face your fears in order to survive. You have to point your camera straight at the encroaching horrors and shape a picture. It's a wonderful subversion of your nature desire to turn away from danger and provide some of the best horror game jump scares out there of the results. Sorry, I'm just doing something. Number 5, Eternal Darkness. Eternal Darkness transfers terror into a game mechanic. As the torment of the Leviathan nightmare relentlessly weigh down on your character. Your sanity mentire begins to collapse, triggering in-game effects. The rage from amazing and strength to downright scary. A fake operating system crash blanked outside. Range from using struggle down to scary. Your data is beginning to delete, bring the scares of the real world, messing with the player's mind in ways we're seen to in horror games. Number 4, Resident Evil. Capcom held the survival horror with the first Resident Evil in 1996. Inventory management and ammo conservation added a layer of transfer that only major Catuous managings through the halls of a Spencer estate that much serier. The gorgeous 2002 update and 2015 remaster not only added new levels of detail and already remarkable design of the original, but it also threw some sinister curveballs. The newly added Cinnamon Head zombies and the nightmarish tale of Lisa Trevor helped make one of the most important and terrifying horror games around. Number 3, PT. The brainchild of Hideo Kojima and Guillermo del Toro, PT, came out of nowhere and floored us with visual fidelity, layered mysteries, and effectiveness. Ability to encourage terror. Set in a single looping hallway, PT forces us to relive the terrifying experience of turning that anonymous corner again and again and again. And yet, even in the 6th and 7th loop, it still found new ways to scare us, slowly manipulating an environment in subtle yet disturbing ways until it all connects into the absolute feverish madness of its final scariest of all. If you didn't download it during the brief window of experience, there is a good chance you'll never own this fading experience. Number 2, Amnesia, The Dark Descent. Amnesia, The Dark Descent is a gentle decision panic and anxiety. It manages to refrain from cheap and expensive jump scares, extend buildings' real transfer through the use of sound and atmosphere, and then capitalizing on that which terrifying efficacy. The inability to find of pursues, complete with this sanity system, which defends players from staring directly at the disfigured monsters, make a very accurate, uncomfortable, and mysterious. As the game proceeds, safe puzzle areas become these frequent, and the narrative shifts through the creepy to the flat of disturbing. At which point in any of the game's multiple outcomes is a welcome to end dementing nightmares. Number 1, Silent Hill 2. When it comes to representing real terror and its consequences, it doesn't get any scarier than Silent Hill 2. It's an accurately disturbing and psychiatrical journey into the repents through its unassuming protagonist and the tortured souls he meets along the way. Eventually, tragic guilt, anger, sexual abuse, and the horrible ways and the resulting trauma manifests are handled with a grace and maturity, and only strengthens Silent Hill 2 disturbing subject matter. Thanks for watching, guys.